Hey guys, Jonah here, back once again for another beer review. And yeah, going Italian yesterday didn't work that well. So, you know what I'm doing today? I'm fucking going to Yorkshire. So I'm starting off with the Yorkshire box today, which is cool. And have a look in the old magazine. We have got full coverage of the whole of Yorkshire up there. But we are going up to the Yorkshire Dales, and there's a nice article in there about black sheep, uh, and weirdly, that I didn't know before, haven't really thought about, to be honest, the black sheep connection with Theakstons. And the reason why it's called black sheep is because, yeah, one of the Theakstons people sort of branched out a bit. I think they still come under the same umbrella, if that makes sense. Branched out and became the black sheep of the family, and hence black sheep. Um, Now, this is a bit weird because I was chatting to people at the weekend, and apparently this beer, Riggwelter, is very much freely available. If you go to the Morrison's supermarket, which is mainly a northern supermarket, but is around the country, easy to get to a Morrison's. And this, for some reason, is part of, I believe, the special beers. And it's only a little can. It's a 330. And you would say if you worked out your subs for the beer 52 box, over £3 for a very small can of what's freely available, cheaper in a national supermarket. Those are the kinds of things that makes me question beer 52. I am, as you well know, dear viewer, and have been for a long time. Like, I think it's over 2 years now, a supporter of beer 52, and I advertise them a lot on my channel, and they've never given me anything for free, like never. However, when they do stuff like this, it's like, really, it's more due to the fact that I'm lazy more than anything else. Anyway, Black Sheep Riggwelter over in Masham, up in the Yorkshire Dales, using Goldings hops, which is always good because they are predominantly grown in Kent, which is where I live. And the write-up says, complex layers of chocolate and coffee, prominent here with dark fruits, offering a sweet balance against the bitter roasted flavours. Black Sheep's in-house strain of yeast provides more fruity esters, including banana. Nice. So perhaps this is based upon a, how should we say, a Belgium style of yeast. And that, if you look down at this bad boy, that is a very odd shaped, it looks a little bit like a hummingbird, kind of an odd shaped spider diagram. It's all about the mouthfeel, this one, and the sweetness. So I think this is going to be like kind of an ESB type beer. Does it say what the ABV is? It does. It's 5.9%, just a shade under 6. So I'm happy purely because of the ABV. So let's have a look at the can. There we go. Riggwelter, cask strength. They're advertising it as dark, strong Yorkshire ale. Not that strong, under 6%, but fair enough. Contains barley and wheat. No mention of oats there. Which is called brewed in the UK by Black Sheep Brewery in Masham, North Yorkshire. If we look around the other side, founded by Paul Theakston, the original Black Sheep. There we go. The fabled Riggwelter is a ferocious and powerful dark ale. I think, isn't it Riggwelter some sort of, yeah, there it is. No, that's a sort of ram. I thought it was something to do with wild boar or something like that. Don't know. Anyway, this limited edition cask strength iteration of the fabled Riggwelter packs a higher ABV, Extra brawn. Complex flavors of chocolate, licorice, and coffee, etc., etc. Independently brewed and mash them using fresh Dale's water, etc., etc. So this is going to be a proper pint of. They call it a brown ale. They don't call it an ESB or something like that, which stands for extra special bitter. This is not only a pint of dishwater, it's a special pint of dishwater. Dear viewer, if you want to be a special person, why don't you think about subscribing to the Unclejona beer channel, and you will get fine beer reviews such as this one. I've had this in the oh, actually I've got a special glass too. I've had this in the fridge for, I shouldn't have really put it in the fridge, but I have had it in the fridge for a day because I didn't want it to explode more than anything else. So one thing I thought about in my beer reviews is, why not use a Yorkshire brewery glass? This is the Vocation one. Other Yorkshire breweries, like Black Sheep, are available, but I don't have a Black Sheep glass, so I hope they won't mind that I'm using one of the neighbours over in Hebden Bridge. It's not really their neighbour, but Yorkshire is massive. There are 3 or 4 different types of Yorkshire in the UK. Absolutely ridiculous. And look at that, can fit it into that bad boy easily. I'll try and keep it so they don't, Black Sheep aren't advertising Vocation, but you never know. See what happens. All right, let's do one of these. Oh, let's twist that round a bit and we'll stick that on there. So will that stay on there? And we'll do Riggwelter. We'll do one of these. something like that, dude. I'll tell you something funny. When I come over Yorkshire, and I'm not from Yorkshire, but I don't know why, but I've got this accent which comes from, well, my family are from all over the shop, right? But one of the places that I can trace my family back to is Hull, Kingston on Hull, which is definitely in Yorkshire, right? But I think some of the other people in my family were far north, Northumberland, that kind of area, and they've come down. We found a gravestone when we were visiting in Hexham, which is Northumberland, Northumbria, whatever you want to call it, but Hexham is proper up north. If you follow it to the east, you're actually in Scotland, believe it or not, so it's proper north. And Yorkshire is not above that, it's lower than that. So when Yorkshire people talk about being up north, I always say, well, you're not as north as you could be. Anyway, sorry, that head had disappeared. Lovely looking though. It's kind of gone now, but it looks a bit like, they said it's cask strength. It looks a bit like a cask beer as well. We shall see if the wheat has done anything special to keep the head sticking on the side of the glass. And in case you haven't worked it out, I've had a couple of beers before now. This is my 5th beer tonight, and it is a school night, so I'm in preparation for what's going to happen tomorrow. And I will say it again, I'm going to start off. I'll tell you something else, actually. Well, I should be drinking this beer, but I'll tell you, dear viewer, because I like you. I've been keeping track of the beers that are part of the Wetherspoons Beer Festival that starts officially tomorrow. And one of them has already been put in the pub. They've released it a day early, and I was going to go and have a sneaky taste, but yeah, I'm doing the cooking tonight, so yeah, I wasn't allowed out too far away, but I had to go and pick up some medicine down in the local town, and I stopped off two bars on the way back, 2 pubs. Shame on. Right, let's dive into this one. Ooh, we are getting that coffee kind of thing going on. coffee, creaminess, sweetness too. So it's a sweet coffee. We are getting some peach. So I always think that Goldings, especially East Kent Goldings, which is my local hop, if you don't count Bramling Cross, is it does give that kind of peach kind of thing that I guess became Cascade. And I'm pretty sure in the heritage of Cascade, which is obviously in Washington State in America, I think there is some Goldings in the lineage of Cascade. So perhaps that's where it's got it from. Anyway, we're talking up north, up Yorkshire way. Cheers and beers, guys. I feel like James Herriot here, the Yorkshire Dales. Oh, fucking hell. That is an absolutely lovely drop. When I talk about dishwater, this is what I'm talking about. Proper old school, lovely, almost a porter. It's kind of now for those of you younger than 40, this is probably, I guess, what black IPA sort of is based on. It's kind of like a hoppy dark ale porter style beer, dark but hoppy, and it's hopped traditional English style, but it's got wheat in it, which gives it a nice level of creaminess. And look at that, there is an absolutely fat, ginormous line on that bad boy. Dive in for it's making my mouth water. We'll talk about that in a sec. Oh, this is almost sort of winter warmer territory as well. 5.9. If it had been like 6 or 6 point over 6, this would definitely be in the winter warmer. But it's so smooth. It's got this mellow smoothness. But the bitterness from the hops is almost like a kind of juicy style ale, but in a traditional style, because it cleans your mouth out, your palate. So now there's not much aftertaste there. I mean, there is a little bit. Obviously, I've been drinking beer, but oh, this finish is very clean. I'll have to double check to see, because this says strong blah 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 cask strength beer. So does anyone know? Let me know in the comments down below. Riggwelter, is it usually at 5.9% if you're buying it in the supermarket? It says cask strength, so maybe you can only guess this in cask. Wow, what a beer this would be on cask. I mean, oh, very, very cool. And I knew, and this is the first, I think this was the first beer, and I am 5 beers in now. Yeah, this is the first beer I think I've had from the Yorkshire box, and oh, they're all like this one, Jesus. Even though I was a bit disappointed that Beer 52, like I said in the intro, gave me a beer that you can get in Morrison's. You know, like I was a bit pissed off, but now I've tasted it, it's like, yeah, man, I know what you're trying to do now. You're trying to turn me into a Yorkshireman. So weirdly, like I said, I'm sure I've got some Yorkshire blood in me, but I'm also from up north as well, Northumberland. Oh, what a mix! And I've got Scottish blood too. Gee, but shh, don't say anything. Just absolutely class in a glass. Fat lines. I know it's the old vocation glass. Fatness on this bad boy. Absolutely gorgeous beer. This has been Unclejona. I've been waxing lyrical far too long about this beer. If you can get hold of this, or if you're drinking this down your local Riggwelter, fantastic beer. I would say that's probably better than the normal black sheep, which is freely available. But creaminess, strong, dark, that's the way we love it. This has been Unclejona. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to upload tomorrow. Oh, I thought I was going to burp then. It's been building. Oh, hiccup instead. This has been Unclejona. Drinking beer so you guys don't have to. Like I say, I'm going to be down the Wetherspoons tomorrow. Am I going to upload a video? Not sure. But there will be more videos coming out. And until then, dear viewer, you take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Shamon from Unclejona. We'll be back with more reviews real soon.